why do I say bullying is good? So when you're getting bullied, it's either going to correct the bad behavior or it's going to teach you to stand up for yourself and back a good behavior, one or the other. So you think about it, people go, oh, like they want to like tattletale, like teachers get involved. Like this idea of coddling, like you have to make sure nothing bad happens to the poor little child. Or when schools and parents coddle their children, they set them up for failure. So I'm gonna give you an example. I was listening to the Wolf's Den, which is Jordan Belfort's podcast, and this guy came on. I forget his name, but he's like 23 years old. You've all seen him. He has the pranks where he's missing limbs. He's missing a leg and he's missing 2 arms. He's like little studs, and he dresses up like a zombie and crawls at people and goes, "Rah!" Right? You guys have seen the videos of this guy like scaring people at Walmart, scaring people in the elevator. Well, he's famous now, and his whole thing was he's born with he had 1 leg and he's missing his arms. And this guy who's missing limbs is a success story now because his parents from the start didn't coddle him. He was like the 4th of 4 kids or whatever, and his parents just kind of threw him to the tigers, threw him to the wolves, and were like, "Listen, figure it out." And the reason they did this is because in the real world, you don't get coddled for your disability. So some people have ADHD, some people have autism, some people have Asperger's, some people have, I don't know, maybe your own fucking creation like Tourette's burgers. I don't fucking know what you have, but maybe you're gay, maybe you're fat, maybe you're ugly. You can't be coddled as a kid. So when the school system or your parents coddle you, oh, if you get bullied, go tell the teacher, do things differently. Oh, listen, you have a disability, so we're going to have to make the school adapt to you, right? The school's going to have, how about this? I was in the IEP program, which isn't like for retarded kids. It's called Individualized Education Plan. And it was because I was a bad student, like ADHD type of stuff, where I just didn't participate in class. I didn't belong with my peers. I wasn't turning in homework. So the school basically gave me like extended test time. The IEP concept might be the worst thing. Like if you're trying to figure out, okay, we have kids who are having trouble in school. How can we make sure they're fucked over for life? You would create an IEP program which coddles them. So like everything these schools do makes things worse. So now that they're getting kids, and the reason why it's horrible is it translates into college. So then the colleges look at the students at IEPs and they give them IEP as well. So what does this do? It gives them extended test time, gives them special note-taking privileges. It basically makes a teacher notified, like, hey, this kid in your class is kind of a retard, so you got to be special with this little retard because he can't handle it by himself. What the fuck? Can you imagine, like, should these kids go into the workplace completely unprepared to deal with the real world? Because all throughout high school, they got extended test time, they got special note privileges, the teacher would give them special privileges, I don't know, maybe the teacher would wipe their ass too, I don't know. What this does is they have all these special privileges, and they go in the real world to get a real job with real payment, and they go, I need extended time, I had an IEP in college and high school, and the boss is going to look at them and go, what's wrong with you? You're fired. It doesn't work. In the workplace, in colleges now, in college, they have like safe spaces. And if you have like an IEP, like an individualized education plan, you get special treatment. All these things don't prepare you for the real world at all. Bullying will either I repeat this again, bullying will either correct a bad behavior or teaches you to stand up for a good one. You gotta stand up for yourself. It makes you stronger. Now, another example of how bullying corrects behavior, and this is why people need to get out of this mindset of like cancel culture and this like everything has to be nice. You have to coddle to people that have special disabilities. And no. If you have a disability, you should be thrown into the fucking fighting zone even harsher because it'll make you stronger and more adept to the real world you're going to be facing. All the programs meant to help people with disabilities are just bending them over and like Bubba in a prison, just ramming it up there. That's what's happening, and it's horrible. And they go out in the real world as they're getting rammed, and they think they got coddled, I think they got helped, right? And they go out in the real world, and instead they get a harsh twist of reality that real bosses, real jobs don't coddle you.